Brawl Talk just dropped, and while the official video moves at lightning speed, they glazed over some of the most massive mechanical changes, hidden damage numbers, and progression reworks this game has ever seen. We are talking about our 100th Brawler, a complete overhaul of the trophy system with no more resets, and a terrifying batch of new buffies that are going to flip the meta on its head. Grab a snack, because we are going deep into the stats. Let's kick things off with Sirius. He is officially the 100th Brawler, the second ultra-legendary to hit the game, and our very first official villain. The lore hints that he was the original star of Star Park, but got pushed aside when the brawling took over. Now, he is back for revenge. Mechanically, Sirius is insane. His main attack fires two projectiles simultaneously. One travels in a straight line, but the second one acts like a thrower's attack, meaning you can manually aim it over walls. Each of these projectiles hits for a base of 1,200 damage. But his super is where things get truly wild. As Sirius deals damage, he collects Brawler shadows. From the footage, it looks like he actually steals the specific shadow of the Brawler he is currently fighting. When he pops his super, he can summon up to 3 of these shadows at once to fight for him. By default, they follow him like a bodyguard squad. But if you aim the super, you can command them to attack a specific target or guard a choke point. Oh, and did you catch the unlock screen? There was a brief flash showing 99 wins. Next up, we have Najia, our new mythic damage dealer. She only has one ammo slot, functioning very similarly to B. You fire, reload instantly, and fire again. But her attack has a two-part mechanic that makes her incredibly unpredictable. First, she throws a golden jar that pierces through enemies. But while that jar is traveling mid-air, you can attack again to launch a poisonous snake out of the jar in any direction. This allows you to easily bend your attacks around solid walls. The jar does the impact damage, while the snake applies a stacking poison effect. Keep your eyes on the Najia gameplay. It looks like she can actually release her super through her main attack jar. This is massive because it means her super doesn't have to start from where she's standing. It can start from wherever her attack is. Alright, let's talk about buffies. Supercell clearly listened to feedback, because this new batch includes some heavy reworks rather than just straight power creeps. Crow, his defense booster gadget, is getting reworked. Instead of a flat shield, it now instantly deals all remaining poison damage to the target and converts that damage into a shield for Crow. With the buffy, it instantly reapplies the poison. His slowing toxin is also completely changed. Instead of a map-wide slow, it is now an amiable kunai that damages, slows, and poisons the first target it hits. With the buffy, that kunai actually bounces to a second target just like Jesse's attack.
Toxic with the buffy now makes Crow deal more damage for each enemy poisoned. Carrying Crow with the buffy makes his poison last slightly longer.
But wait, we can't talk about Crow without mentioning while Crow is hypercharged, his daggers now pierce all enemies, and, get this, they return to him like a boomerang.
Bibi's vitamin booster with the buffy charges her home run bar and life steals when hitting a target.
Bibi, her extra sticky gadget, now lets you throw a puddle of bubblegum onto the map with the buffy. The slow effect gets progressively stronger the longer it stays on the ground. In the footage, Frank is practically rooted to the spot.
Home run buffy gives extra damage on the home run attack, and batting stance with the buffy gives Bibi a shield when she hits an enemy with her super.
Combine this with her hyper buffy, which massively increases her swing speed, and Bibi is going to be an absolute menace in Brawl Ball. Bull is getting a lot more tactical. His T-bone injector no longer heals him for free. You have to hit an enemy with a projectile to get the heal. However, with the buffy, hitting that enemy marks them for 5 seconds, giving Bull lifesteal against them. His stumper gadget also got changed. It now slows enemies instead of stunning them. But here is the crazy synergy. If the enemy is already slowed by another effect, Bull's stump upgrades into a hard stun. Berserker, with the star buffy, if Bull gets a kill while using his super, he instantly charges his entire super back. Imagine a bull bulldozing through a team, getting a kill, and immediately turning around to charge again. You can literally chain supers across the whole map as long as you keep landing the kills. Tough guy, this one is arguably more broken. If Bull is in his tough guy state below 40% health and he takes down an enemy, he becomes completely invulnerable for a short period. Combine these with his hyper buffy, where his attack now pierces enemies, and Bull is officially the scariest brawler to see in a bush. Bruce is getting scary. With her bear paws buffy, Bruce gets a 50% damage buff for a short time after the stun. Her faux fur buffy makes both Nita and Bruce completely invulnerable for a split second. And her bear, with me star power, now allows Nita and Bruce to overheal each other, generating a temporary shield. Most players know hyper bear makes Bruce swipe faster, but the new star power buffy changes the game for Nita herself. Now, while Bruce is active on the field, Nita receives a massive reload speed boost. This solves her biggest weakness, getting killed when she's out of ammo. Now, you can spam attacks to support Bruce, keeping the pressure high and charging your next super almost instantly. But the real terror is the hyper buffy. when Nita activates her hypercharge. Her main attack gets 3 massive upgrades: longer range, faster projectile speed, and a wider attack. Leon's clone now does actual melee damage, but the gadget Buffy is the real winner. Tapping the gadget button again lets Leon physically teleport and swap places with his clone. His lollipop drop is getting a huge tactical buff. You can finally throw it over walls instead of dropping it at your feet. But the gadget Buffy is the real game changer. It now gives Leon and his allies a movement speed boost while inside the zone. For the star powers, the Smoke Trails Buffy now grants Leon extra damage on his very first attack coming out of invisibility. It's the ultimate one-tap buff. Meanwhile, Invisiheal gets a duration buff, making his super last longer so you can heal back to full and still have time to reposition. But the most broken part: his Hyper Buffy. With this Buffy, Leon deals near max damage from any distance. You can now poke down high health tanks from across the map like you're playing Piper, but with the fire rate of an assassin. His Super Totem is now throwable, and the gadget Buffy increases its range, letting you support your team from total safety. His Tripwire rework is even crazier. Bo now fires 3 arrows that knock enemies directly into his mines. If you have the gadget Buffy, the explosion radius of those mines is increased.
Bow Circling Eagle with the Buffy makes Bow no longer visible when attacking from a bush. As for Snare Bear with the Buffy, it makes the placement of the mines faster. Bow's Hyper Buffy shoots an extra arrow, and all of them have a bigger explosion radius.
And as you remember, if any of these brawlers had a mythic gear, it will be removed and its value refunded back to the owner.
This is the biggest structural change to Brawl Stars in years. From 0 to 1000 trophies, the track is much more rewarding. You get cosmetics, pins, and at 750 trophies, a free 29 gem skin. Once you hit 1000 trophies, you unlock the Brawler's Gold title.
You are also getting more trophies per win, and win streaks go up to plus 10 trophies, so pushing trophies should be faster.
But what happens after 1000? You enter the prestige system. Now you can't drop below 1000 trophies. The trophies you earn past 1000 are converted into prestige trophies. At 1000 prestige trophies, 2000 total, you hit prestige 2 and get an exclusive player icon. At 2000 prestige trophies, 3000 total, you hit prestige 3. This is the equivalent of the old rank 35. Reaching prestige 3 earns you a brand new, glowing neon title. Because there are no resets, you can grind this at your own pace. With the removal of trophy resets, Supercell is changing how matchmaking works. It will no longer strictly look at your brawler's trophy count. Instead, it will use a hidden MMR matchmaking rating based on your overall skill. This is highly controversial. It means that if you are a really good player who just unlocked a brand new level 1 brawler, the game might match you against other highly skilled players who are running fully matched out hypercharged brawlers, simply because your underlying skill rating is identical. We will have to wait and see how this feels in the live game, but it could make pushing low-level brawlers very frustrating for veterans. Also, new rush events. Giant buttons on the menu that you can hold down to temporarily boost your coin. PowerPoint, chaos, drop, or trophy gains for a specific duration. The first season is a return to the sands of time. We're getting Sunstalker Lily as the Brawl Pass skin, with her color variations, Sunwalker, and Night Sands. We also have Sultan, Cordelius, and his chromas, which is honestly one of his best looks yet. Also, we have Bodyguard, Bibby, Canopic Jar, 8-Bit, Dynasty Doug, and lastly, Magic Lamp Larry and Lori. Then, we transition into the Dragons and Fairies season. This one is for the RPG fans. Fairy Bonnie is the Brawl Pass skin, looking adorable. But if you want something edgier, Dragon Griff and his other chromas are absolute top tier. On the fairy side, we have Fairy Mina and Fairy Frank, who is, quite literally, the most majestic thing to ever walk through Star Park. As for the dragon side, we have Dragon Maisie, Dragon Grom, and the next Pro Pass skin, Dragon Crow, who even has an ultimate boss form that levels up as you progress more through the pass. Also, he has 2 chromas, Dragon Forged Crow and Ghost Dragon Crow. Random Skin Time Royale Trunk, being inspired by the Clash Royale log, Burkglow, Inflatable Melody, for the Simps, and Bruce Nitta. We are also getting new game loadeds. Loaded Showdown is basically Mario Kart in Brawl Stars, complete with mystery boxes, throwable bombs, and actual drivable bumper cars. Finally, we had some bittersweet news. This was Drew's last Brawl Talk. Since joining, Drew has brought a level of humor and chaos to these reveals that we're all going to miss. But here's the detail you might have missed. Drew isn't leaving the Brawl Stars team. He is actually moving into a full-time writing and lore role. For a long time, Drew was doing this part-time, but now he is dedicated to building the Brawl Stars universe. What does this mean for us? It means the lore is back. We can expect deeper backstories, more Star Park mysteries, and maybe even a narrative reason for why we have 100 brawlers now. As Drew said in his final line,
Remember, you can never leave Star Park.
Moving to a different room in the park. And I can't wait to see what stories he tells next. This update is a massive W from the 100th Brawler, Sirius, to the permanent prestige system and the return of the lore. Brawl Stars is entering a new era. What are you most excited for? Let's talk about it in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you soon.
Playing this freebie.
Move!